Hey everybody, welcome to another World of Atago replay. This one is on Ocean. Like I said before, a lot of people don't like this map. A lot of people don't seem to realise that you can put just as much strategic sort of thought into a completely flat, open ocean map as you can into one that's full of islands. Destroyers and cruisers really shine on this map because they are the best scouting units. And what you need on this map is some good scouting and some good concealment from the destroyers using their smoke screens. The first job of any team on this map is to figure out what the fuck the enemy are doing. By sending out a screening force of destroyers into the middle area of the map and cruisers as well using their aircraft, you can figure out what they're up to, which direction they're going, or if they've even left their base. Occasionally you'll find nothing because they're still clustered around down in the bottom corner of the map. Once you've established where they're going, you can then use your battleships to put down fire on them from a distance, while your smaller ships get up amongst them and wreak havoc, which is what you'll see me doing this game in my Atago. Straight off, I beeline it down the one line, hugging the edge of the map to keep my distance from them. I could get more towards the center and actively spot from there, but it's a bit risky, and in any case we have a carrier who is sending out his fighters to scout for us. Now we don't have any destroyers in this match, so we don't have anybody to lay smoke in the center of the map, but if you play this map in a match with destroyers, you will often see just a wall of smoke in the center, and then torpedoes come flying out of it in every which direction, and anyone who goes too close to it ends up dying horribly. This map is a lot of fun in a destroyer, if you know what you're doing. So looking at the team comps, they're pretty much the same. Equal number of cruisers, battleships and carriers per team. The enemy do have two tier 7 battleships. They've got a Colorado, which I'm not really worried about because its guns are horrifically inaccurate, and then a Nagato, which I am worried about because it's really, really fucking good. The Nagato is probably one of the best brawlers in the game, reason being it has a shit ton of secondary guns. Getting anywhere near it is ill-advised, it will shred you very quickly. Well, we know where the enemy air wing is, and the first enemy ship spotted is an Atago who is milling around in their cap zone. My own team are far, far, far behind me, but I'm not too worried yet. For now, I'm undetected and there's nothing near me that I can see. So I turn into the east to begin cutting the corner a bit. Some of the other cruisers are starting to tag along behind, but they're not catching up by any means. And we've got a battleship spotted. He's heading north. Depending where the rest of their team are spotted heading, I might actually be safe here. Of course, I'm keeping my guns trained left, just in case. A second battleship heading north. The Atago is relit, and it looks like the enemy team are pushing north hard. So then, that leaves me quite safe to pull in behind them and open fire. My first target is the enemy Atago. He's the only thing in my range that I can see, and he's also the easiest target. First salvo isn't very effective, and he begins turning. Take a second.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
And it looks like he's about to eat some torpedoes. Loses a lot of health there. And now he turns to his right, which brings him directly into my line of fire. This is exactly what I wanted him to do. So thank you to the carrier pilot or carrier driver on my team who managed to force him to do that. Unfortunately, 3 bounces out of that salvo. However, he is now running scared and very low on health. And because our other cruisers and our battleships have opened fire, I am not the primary focus of the enemy. And in fact, I'm only getting lit as I fire my guns. Now I switched back to HE here because his angle was giving me trouble, and also there's some battleships there I'd like to try and get some hits into. The Atago gets relit. He's trying to get out of my gun range. Of course, being in the same class of ship as him, I can quite easily keep pace, but with him right on the edge of my range like that, it's an awkward shot. And so I decide to just leave him for now and focus on the much easier sitting ducks.
Reporting the position of a priority target. All stations.
The Nagato is the most dangerous thing that I can see at the moment, and certainly the most dangerous that's in my gun range, and so I open up on him with HE. Knocked out a few anti-aircraft emplacements there, and did pretty nice, pretty decent amount of damage. Another 3k salvo, it's not too bad. Of course I am lit, he is now firing at me. Apparently he did not appreciate that. But at this range I'm able to evade the majority of the incoming fire, although one shot does knock out a turret.
All stations. Requesting fire support.
Now he's burning. Apologies if I'm sounding a bit off, I'm kind of tired. I've gotten into the bad habit of recording these right before I go to bed, which hasn't really been doing me any favors. Anyway, he is now well and truly fucked. He's not just being shot at by me, he's also being lit up by all our other cruisers, and it looks like some of our battleships might be engaging him too. The Atago is right on the edge of my range still, he's just outside of it actually. And so I continue to focus the Nagato for now, who is really, really in a world of hurt. He's also eating bombs from our friendly dive bombers. Looks like his teammates have all run off and abandoned him, left him for dead. And any moment now he should be dying. That looks good.
Reporting the target position.
And sure enough, he's fucked. I don't get credit for the kill. Apparently that was somebody else's fire that burned him down there. But I certainly got a hell of a lot of damage on that guy, so I'm not going to complain about who got credit. I now switch to AP to deal with the Pensacola, who doesn't appear to realize the dangers of showing your full broadside profile to another cruiser. A decent HE salvo there, about another 3.2k damage, and knocked out some AA guns, but this is where the real pay dirt comes in. Turn to evade his shots, and he eats shit from mine.
All stations. Concentrate fire on the target.
2 Citadels crippled his engines. He is having a bad, bad day. He does, however, angle towards me now.
Fighter ready for takeoff.
The Atago is in my range though, and so I simply switch to the next easy target. Coming up fast on the blue line, I do start to turn here. but at the same time I don't want to mask my stern guns while I've still got these targets to shoot at. And those shots weren't very good. I only landed one shell in the Atago, didn't really do much to him. But the Pensacola once again starts showing me a lot of side. Well, if he insists, I will gladly shoot him. And I began a really sharp turn there to try and get out my second spread of torps, but of course that carried me straight into the blue line, and now I have to wait a moment until I can get off of it. Of course, if I wanted to be a puppy, I could just slide along it all day, but I'm not a fan of that. It's no fun. And besides which, I still feel vulnerable, even though most puppies can't aim at blue liners. It doesn't feel safe. Put a salvo out at the Atago. Only one hit, just bounces off harmlessly. Pensacola is pretty boned. This has got to finish him if nobody else does first. Sure enough, down he goes. Another Citadel straight to his engine room. Enemy Colorado is burning. And the Atago just ate a Citadel. They have 4 ships in our cap at the moment, at least 4 ships that we can see. But we're also capping their base. The main thing now is to not get reset. To that end, I want to kill this guy as quickly as possible. And then return to help my teammates in the enemy cap. Down goes the Atago.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
And I look for a torpedo angle on this Colorado. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, and the enemy Atago had launched a widespread just as he died. So I did eat one of those, but thankfully it didn't do much to me. Now I go for the Colorado and start laying into him with HE. He's on fire quite badly again. He's got torps going straight for him, and I'm about to reload another HE salvo as I just avoid getting hit by friendly torps, which was my fault because I wasn't paying enough attention. Down he goes, and he would have died anyway. As you can see, one of the torpedoes hitting him and the second just in front. Unfortunately, our team has been reset a couple times, and so it's really close at the moment. One more reset will probably lose us the game. The enemy ships in our own cap are just outside my range. I'm not likely to get in gun range in time to do anything about them, and so I'm really hoping at this point those enemy dive bombers get shot down before they can actually hit anything. No such luck. Ended up with a narrow loss out of this, but I still had a pretty good game. 10 Citadels. Gotta be happy with that. Couple last desperation shots, but they're not going to find any targets.